On a previous unboxing video, I've shown the variety of succulents I've got. Because of the different varieties of these succulents, they do have different needs. In this video, I'll be showing how I pot up and water these succulents. Hello there, my name is Liz, a self-confessed succulent addict. Welcome to my channel, Growing Succulents. So I've got my newly purchased succulents that are ready to be potted up. But first, we have to do some rituals. So the first thing is I got a little bit of soil wetter. This is a seaweed soil wetter. If you haven't got seaweed, you can also use some worm juice for this process. So this is just to rejuvenate. So I'm just adding some water. Rejuvenate the roots. Now I'm ready to pot up my newly bought succulents. So the first one I'm going to do is Echeveria green apple. So with this one, I'm just going to inspect this to see if they're actually grown in one stem or if they have separate. No, it is two separate plants with own roots and everything. So which is just marvelous. That's excellent. So now I don't need to prepare this or anything like that. I just get straight to the point in planting this. So I'm going to put my soil, and I'm using a green pot as well. That way it will remind me that's my green apple, because it's got a green apple pot. So I'm just going to dunk it in my little solution, my seaweed solution. And I'm not even going to bother leaving it for a while. That's good enough. And my soil is fairly dry, so I'm using my tropical soil mix here because we've been getting a lot of rain lately. Autumn is coming up. We might also get a lot of rain just in case. So I'm using a fairly fast draining soil mix, which is my tropical soil mix. So this pot as well has got a hole on, can you see the hole on that side there, and also on that opposite side. So that will provide a lot of airflow for this. But what I'm going to do with the ones with the hole here, because this one here, I'm just going to put that there just to block that hole there. Fill up to this level. I just move my soil to the other side so I can do this, so you can see what I'm doing. There you go. So also I chose a big pot for this one because there's a whole lot of leaves that has fallen off as well. So we can propagate this, or I can put this with it so I don't lose it with my other plants. And there you go. And then now this one, but because I dunk it in my solution there, I'm going to leave it for a few days before I water it. So, and then this one we'll put it in the back so it doesn't get lost in the conversation. And there you go. So we got one potted up. So this is our Echeveria green apple. Gorgeous plant. So the next one is I'm doing Aeonium Moonburst. Beautiful plant. They grow quite big. I'm putting it in this big pot, which is just a bowl, and I drilled a hole, big hole, and then also put some mesh, and then I'm not gonna put any rocks in the bottom. I'm just gonna put my soil straight into it because I already put double mesh lace curtains. So now I'm gonna push the dirt on the side so I can create a hole in the center to accept our little Aeonium Moonburst. And this one as well, I'm going to dunk it in here in the seaweed solution. And with Aeonium, I could water it straight away, but I'm going to leave it for a few days to settle in because they're actually dormant at the moment. so they don't need much watering. Beautiful plant. Now put the label. And this plant, I already mentioned earlier that they grow quite big. So we're gonna give it a lot of soil so it can grow really big and produce a lot of babies. Aeonium Moonburst. Leaves are quite fat and thick, and we'll soak the roots as well. We'll just get it wet. Next, the two Madibas. But for the meantime, I'm gonna take my Haworthia and also my ice plant here, which I forgot the name already, while I'm potting up the Madiba, and I'm gonna soak them in here, or just, there you go. Drink up babies, drink up. Okay, we just leave that there, and we're gonna pot up the Madibas. So now, the Madiba, see the other one with the babies? Baby, it's only one. I thought there might be two. Okay, I'm optimistic. Okay, so this one has got a bit of a dark leaf there. So I think it just got damaged. I hope it's not a disease or something, but anyway, I haven't propagated them from a leaf before, so I think I'm gonna take a risk and remove the bottom leaves. But see how it's all sort of soft as well, so I really want to remove them, but then again, so I think I best just leaving it, and I'm just gonna dunk them again, just give them a little bit of a drink. And so is the other one. So now this one, the single, I'm gonna put it here because it's got a narrower mouth. And that's it. Go down again. Beautiful Madiba. See how the roots are all sort of going white, perking up? So they don't need much. They just need a little bit of a sip and they're good. So another Madiba. So now the Emperor, I'm giving it a nice gravy pot. So this used to be a gravy pot, and of course I drilled hole again. I'll put a soil in the bottom first, and then I'm gonna take this one. But since the roots are all quite, look at that, it just perked up straight away. The roots are all fairly plumped up or big and large, and they go quite deep. So I am going to just put a little bit of dirt there, and then I'm gonna top it up that way, it will fill up the roots all the way around. So it will fill up all the gaps in the roots, and she'll or he'll be happy. Okay, so that's all compacted. So this is actually a very loose soil mix. So it has a lot of compost, coconut coir, what else? Zeolite, and also some diatomaceous earth. There you go. Now she's all done. And with this type of Haworthia as well, I find that they actually can survive without water for a long time, but will also grow best if watered regularly. So the rule wherein you always have to let it dry up before watering, or should I say, let the soil dry up between watering. The emperor now has his clothes. Second last is our Deilanthe. See how the roots all goes nice and white. I'm not even going to remove those dry leaves there, leave it, because they will just dissolve that on their own naturally. So I got a snowy mountain pot, and this one as well. I find these ice plants, they do like a lot of watering as well, and you can tell by their leaves, they normally dry up or shrivel up to let you know that they need some watering, that they're thirsty. So putting a dressing on the top, or top dressing, is not really necessary. It's up to you, but I just like putting them on top so that way when I water, it's nice and clean. The dirt doesn't pop up on the top or float to the top, basically. There you go. So cute little Deilanthe. Last but not the least, of course, and oops, I dropped a leaf, but it doesn't matter. Now this one, look how gorgeous that is. This is going to be a beautiful plant, and I'm just gonna dunk it here just to refresh it. Don't need much, just count 1 to 10. So we're gonna put some soil into this orange pot. See, look, orange bowl, which I turned into a pot now. So I need a fairly big area, so this one, okay, I'll just put you there, don't drop. So that way it will grow much faster, and also I can propagate much quicker, because what I want to do is that after a few days I'm going to let it settle down, give it some water, give it some drink, and then after that see if it perks up. If it perks up, especially now in autumn, because right now at the moment summer, Sedum also is dormant, so that means they're asleep, so they're not growing very much. So if you try and propagate them, they're not going to do anything until autumn, when the condition suits them, or which is the weather cools down. So they prefer a cooler, sort of temperate climate instead of just the extreme hot or cold, basically. But even in winter, if you keep them somewhere warm in winter or bring them inside, they will continue to grow. But if you leave it outside where there's frost, they are going to go dormant as well. So they don't like the heat, they don't like the cold. So that's the thing with Sedum. So now I'm just proceeded to put that in without even telling you or letting you know. So that's it. So now with this one, because it's such a big plant, it's gonna flop all over the place. I'm gonna put some rocks to support it. So we'll put some top dressing first. Now, so it doesn't flip-flop all over the place, we're gonna put some nice petrified wood. So that's beautiful. So do I actually go this way, because both sides looks really nice. I think I'm gonna go, I don't even know where to go. Okay, that is gorgeous like that. Now this one at the back, support it. Put this one here. Is there a good side or a bad side? They're both good. So I'll put it in the back. I'm just gonna use this little bit of crystal that's just sitting outside. There you go. Excellent. There you go, all done. My Sedum Joyce Tulloch variegated. Gorgeous. Excellent. This is now a day later after potting it up. The Joyce Tulloch has now spread its wings. It has opened up. So I still haven't watered it, and I am gonna leave this like this in their new home for a few days before I water it. It's now been 9 days since I potted up these succulents, and now I'm about ready to water them. Okay, before I do, I just want to share with you the grower's tips, spring and summer variety that came with my invoice. So the back of it, that's showing how much I paid for the plant and whatever they are. Now, the back here, it says there's a step 1, 2, 3, 4. Prepare your desired pots that are neither too big nor too small size compared to new plants. Pot up your new succulents into using a dry succulent potting mix. If necessary, use topping gravels to dress up your plants. Pebbles, akadama, myphon, or rainbow stones, etc. 3 is place your pot in an airy environment and keep them in semi-shaded area until plants settle in a pot. After 7 days, which is now 7 to 10 days, you can now give them a watering until the water comes out from the drainage holes, and then water again when the soil is completely dried out. We prefer to water succulents in the morning or evening when it's cooler during very hot times. So on extremely hot sunny days, please avoid watering in direct sun. So that is a very good instruction, and I love it. So now I'm ready to move this to its spot. First of all, the Sarahime Botan, or lilacina Sarahime Botan. I am going to place this, okay, just very hard, somewhere where it's exposed, but still sort of getting shade. So you can see that, okay, the sun is just about to come out, but this area here where I'm gonna put it in is where my Madiba, my Romeo, my Snow Angel, and also my Crassula pyramidalis, and what are you, Icy Green, and also my original Lovely Rose. And now the sun is sort of, you can see it's really coming out now, but this is gonna stay in here. Now, in saying that it's supposed to be watered, I'm confident that I'm just gonna leave that there because my soil is still moist, and I'm gonna leave it there to get watered by the rain. For the next 3 days, we're getting between 2 to 5 mil and up to 15 mil on Wednesday, I think. And so I'm just gonna let nature take its course with that one and leave it there with no watering. Now the Aeonium Moonburst, they are still sort of asleep, but, well, Aeonium in general, but I'm gonna put it here where my Aeonium area is, and it's sort of shaded as well. Get certain amount of afternoon sun, this spot here, but that's all good for my Aeonium. So they're not gonna get burned already because it's the 3 o'clock sun and the midday sun that's gonna burn them. But so far, for the next 3 days, since it's gonna be raining and overcast, they'll be fine there. And that one I will water. So this is just plain water, no bangs or whatever. And Smithy Eye is flowering again. Okay, so really saturated because Aeonium do love water, and since the weather is cooling down now, it can afford to have a bit of watering. Ideally, if I have a spot somewhere in my 50% UV shade cloth area where it's more shaded, I could put it there. But for now, I'll just say I'll leave it here for now and see if I got space there, then I might move it later on. So really water it until the water comes out in the bottom. My Haworthia Pumila Emperor, I'm going to take you, and I am not watering this. I'm just going to leave this to nature to get watered as well. So I'll put it in this spot here if I can already made some room for it, so it's gonna stay here, and then I'll take out this weed. Okay, oopsie, there you go. Excellent. So no watering, just leave it to the rain to water it. So I'm in my 50% UV shade cloth area where the whole area here is covered by this 50% UV shade cloth. So the sun can only penetrate 50% of its intensity. So this is a spot now I've allotted for it. Okay, so I have to go and show you. See, the shelves is placed over here, and down in the bottom is where I'm gonna put them. Okay, so my variegated Joyce Tulloch is gonna go in here at the front. The ones at the back, I'm gonna put, at the back part, okay, green apple, and so on, and also my Madiba. I'm getting eaten by mosquito, oh my goodness. Okay, and my Deilanthe here, I am placing you over where the other ice plants are. So I'll just put you there for now. Turn you around if I could. Give it lots of water. And also these other babies here. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope I'm able to share something with you that you didn't know before, and that now you know. Now you know. Okay, so it's all about sharing, isn't it? I learned from you, you learn from me, we all learn from each other. So anyway, guys, so I'm just going to concentrate on watering these babies now, and hopefully I'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching once again, and bye for now.